or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Hallie. So today's vlog is a little bit different. I'm going to be doing my first reading vlog. So basically, if you don't watch BookTube, you don't watch people on YouTube who read, this vlog is going to be a regular vlog, but I'm also going to be doing like some reading in it. I'm going to be doing a book review if I get my book finished, that type of thing. But overall, it's going to be like a normal vlog, but like with emphasis on the book that I'm reading. So my goal for this vlog is to finish The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I am currently 207 pages into this book. This book is taking me a lot longer to finish than I thought it was going to. I'm in a book club on Instagram and we chose this book for this month. This book is taking me a lot longer to get into than I thought. And so I thought to motivate me, I would do a little reading vlog. This is going to kind of be like a week in my life, but I really want to get this book done before Thursday. I really want to get this book done before Thursday. So basically it is June 12th. It's Saturday. This is the only book I've been reading this month because this was our June pick. I have a lot of books I want to read this summer, and this book is just taking me way too long to get through. I hope in this video that I finish this book, I do a little review on this book, that type of thing. I'm also going to have other content. Earlier today, Magnolia and I went to the art museum, so that footage will be in here. I plan on baking later today. Some of that footage will be in here and that type of thing. So also, if you're a regular here on my channel, I've been posting Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I think for the remainder of the summer, I'm going to be posting on Thursdays and Saturdays. And if I have a bonus video, that will go up on Tuesday. I think instead of trying to do 3 videos a week, I'm going to do 2 longer videos a week. So if you guys like that, make sure you let me know in the comments. 3 videos a week is just kind of a lot. Especially because like I'm pregnant, I have a toddler, it's summer, so we're wanting to go do things. And so yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy my first reading vlog. If you're not a reader, I still think you'll enjoy this video because there's lots of other content in it. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. We're on our way to the art museum. I've been before, she's never been. I went before I had her. But we're gonna go there, give her something to look at. It's unbelievably hot. Like it says it's like 80 something, but I honestly think like with the humidity, it probably feels like 100 degrees or around that. I don't know. It's hot. It's hot, let me tell you. So we're going to go to the art museum. Anyways, we're going to go to the art museum because it'll be air conditioned, but it'll be something that we don't normally do, just to kind of give her something new to look at. I'm going to try to vlog a lot of our day if it's not busy. If the art museum is busy, I'll probably like only take pictures and get like a couple little clips. I don't like to vlog in public if there's a lot of people because I don't ever know how other people feel about being filmed or if it makes them uncomfortable, and I don't want to have to go like ask individually if they care to be in my video, but I don't know. So we'll see how busy it is and that type of thing, but I hope to get some super cute pictures of her, and I hope like more than anything that she enjoys it. But that's kind of what we're up to.
Do you ever feel you don't get out what you're putting in? All your hopes and efforts are all in vain. Who will pick you up when you've lost everything? Does it all become for granted with a wedding ring? Oh, there must be more. There must be another way. There must be conscience. Different things in different ways. There must be love. There must be a reason, and a little bit of faith has got to come my way.
Alright guys, so we left the art museum. I did get some clips. We didn't stay like that long. We were there for like 30 minutes. There wasn't anywhere for me to like take a picture of Magnolia or like with Magnolia, but that's fine. I think she liked looking at everything. She is a little tired, so we are gonna go home and she's gonna have a nap. I don't know if we'll go back out today. It is so hot. It's so hot. If you have any suggestions for things to do with a toddler, I mean, she just turned 1, so like she's like a new toddler. Suggestions to do with a toddler that are free. And inside. So like I took her to a museum today. It's just a little too hot for me to want to take her outside anywhere because I don't want her to overheat. I don't want her to be miserable. I'm pregnant. I don't want to be hot and miserable. We do have like a little kiddie pool that we play in our backyard with sometimes, but I just want some ideas on things to do that like we can go out and do, but that like don't cost any money, because I'm not trying to spend money every single day to entertain my toddler. But yeah, you guys should let me know in the comments if you have any good suggestions.
Some other guy when the night ends. What you gonna do about it? Tell you what, let's forget about it. You've got enough fancy friends and a way about you. Like your luck, it's never ever gonna dry up. No, tell you what, let's forget about it. You got it all figured out and a way about you. Like you can't get enough of wild nights. You work so hard, night and day, all of it so you can be the queen on Friday. It's Saturday and Sunday, Monday too. And the way you move is like you own.
A little update. It is Monday morning. I think it's like 9:30 maybe. Yeah, 9:30. And I'm getting ready to read. My daughter is taking a nap, but I wanted to give you a little update on The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. So I believe I started this vlog on Saturday and I was on page like 207 or something like that. I am on page 287 now. So this weekend I read about 80 pages. Saturday I actually didn't get to reading because my boyfriend came home from work early and then we just kind of like hung out, that sort of thing. I didn't really read a lot. My allergies have been really bad, if you can hear my voice. And then yesterday I read about 80 pages, like yesterday afternoon. So like Sunday afternoon I read about 80 pages. I will say this book is getting better. I have hope that it is going to end well, or that the like 25% of this book I have left is going to be better than the first 75% of the book. My suggestions right now for this book, if you are thinking about reading it, because there is a lot of hype online about this book, is that you need to binge read it. So like if you only have like 15 minutes to read or like 20 minutes, I would not recommend this book. I would recommend this book if you're going on vacation and you know that you're going to be able to sit down for an hour to 3 hours every single day and you're going to be able to just straight read. Or if you're like me and you're a stay-at-home mom and you want something to do during your child's nap time, I would recommend this book. I have found that when I sit down for longer periods of time, I enjoy this book more. When I only have time to read for like 20 to 30 minutes, I do not enjoy this book and I find it confusing. So if you're looking to pick up this book, I would keep that into consideration. I know everybody's experience with this book is obviously going to be different, but for me, I enjoy it when I have time to sit down for like an hour or two to read it at a time. But I hope to get this book done by Thursday. I think that I will. I have, I think, a little less than 200 pages left, so I plan on reading today and then tomorrow and whenever I finish it. I would like to get it done because I want to move on with my TBR list for the summer. If you guys missed that video, I posted it last week. I'll put the thumbnail here and link it in the description box and in the eye that pops up. I have a lot of books I want to read this summer, and this book has almost put me into a reading slump, which sucks because I recently got back into reading and I don't know, it was a little discouraging at the beginning, but it is getting better. Like, I do have hope that it's going to get better and I'm going to actually like it once it's done. And yeah, I'm just kind of rambling, but let's move on with this little reading vlog. Reading vlog. Today is Wednesday at 8:30 in the morning. I finished The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue before Thursday. That was my goal. I actually finished this book last night, so Tuesday at like 10:30ish. I finished it late at night. I am very happy that once I made my goal to finish this book, I actually finally finished it. I started reading this on June 4th for my Instagram book club, and it took me way longer to read this than I thought it was going to. So for my little review over this book, I will have timestamps in the description box down below if you guys are only interested in certain parts. But I have some positives about the book, some negatives, and then I have some spoilers that I just really feel like I need to talk about, and then overall if I would recommend this book. So we're just going to jump into the positives. If you guys hear some background noise, my daughter is in here playing. So the first positive I wrote down is that this book is emotional. It has no action. I mean, it has a little bit of drama, but it's not like an adventure book. And I think that for somebody who really likes stuff like Hunger Games and things like thrillers, like I loved The Silent Patient. I'm currently rereading Uglies, which is a like dystopian type of book. This book was a little bit hard for me to get through because there wasn't like a lot of stuff happening, but I think if you like connecting with characters on a more emotional level, this would definitely be a positive for you. Kind of like The Fault in Our Stars, like that book, a lot of stuff doesn't really happen, but you really just connect with like Hazel and Augustus. For me, it's a little bit chunky for the whole book to just be about emotions, but that's my own personal opinion. If you like books that are emotion driven, this would definitely be a book you would like. The second positive for me, and probably the biggest positive about this book, is that it was beautifully written. There was lots of quotes in here that were really great. I could see people reading this book and wanting tattoos of the quotes in this book, or being inspired to put them on like a mood board or something like that. It was filled with lots of great words, and it was beautifully written, and I really enjoyed that about this book. I also liked the characters as well. I think that they were portrayed the way that they were supposed to be portrayed very well, and so for that I would give it a positive review. My next positive point is I think this is the exact story that the author wanted to tell, whether you love or hate this book, because it kind of seems from like stuff I've been seeing like on Instagram and YouTube reviews, people either adore this book or they're like, it's a no-go for me. I think that whether you love or hate it, the author wrote the book she wanted to write very well. So I think props to her. She wrote the exact story that she was aiming to write. The last positive I have for this book is that it is a cool concept, which makes it intriguing. So if you don't know much about this book, basically Addie LaRue makes a deal with the devil. She sells her soul in exchange to live forever and be free, but because of that, nobody can remember her. And so it's kind of just like going through her life throughout the years, because she sold her soul to the devil in like the 1600s or the 1700s. I can't remember which one. I think it's the 1600s though. So it's kind of like her life through all of these years, but nobody can remember her until somebody does remember her. And so that's kind of like the concept of the book. And I find find that really intriguing, that she's like lived 300 years and nobody's been able to remember her, but then somebody finally does. I find that very cool, a different concept for a book, and I think that's a positive, is that like what the book is about is intriguing. So now we're going to move on to the negatives about this book. Okay, so for me, one of the biggest negatives about this book is time jumps. So the book does go back and forth between present day, back in the day, because I did say that she sells her soul like in the 1600s. So it goes back and forth, but it doesn't just stick to 2 time frames. Like, it's not just present day and like 1600. It jumps around everywhere in between there, and I kind of found this very confusing, especially if you don't binge read this book. I would highly recommend picking this book for when you're going on vacation, or you have a long flight somewhere, or you're going to be in the car for a long time, or you have time to read this book in hour-long sittings. I found this out because I do have a kid, so like reading in long increments of time is not really something that I do a lot. It's more like 20 minutes here, 15 minutes here. For this book, I had to read it while my daughter was taking a nap. I had to just be like, okay, she's taking an hour-long nap. That is when I have to read this book. And I think that's because like there is so much time jumps. If you read it in small increments of time, it can get really confusing on like what time period you're in, and also whose point of view it is. The point of view does randomly change, and I found that confusing as well. The next negative I have about this book is that the beginning for me personally was very slow. I've heard some people say the opposite, that they like the beginning more than the end. For me, the beginning was just so slow. For me, I think that the beginning was so slow is because you know what the book is about. Everybody who reads this book knows that she's eventually going to run into somebody who remembers her. And I think for me personally, I was just really waiting for her to meet the person who remembers her. And I was like, all right, like when is this gonna happen? Like I thought this whole book was about this. And for me, the beginning just kind of dragged on a little bit. Okay, one of the biggest negatives about this book that I feel like a lot of people don't talk about, that I feel like everyone should be aware of, is that this book has a lot of triggers. Okay, so I just want to say real quick, I'm going to be talking about some different like triggers for people, so if you're triggered easy, just like skip ahead a little bit. So this book does talk about a lot of different triggers. It talks about death a lot. It talks about anxiety. The way it's written can cause anxiety, and as somebody who has anxiety, this book definitely caused me anxiety at some points, and that's not really something I look for in a book, so I saw this as a negative. But I do think that the author portrayed the emotion that she wanted you to feel. I just was not expecting to get anxious reading a book. This book also talks about suicide, addiction, and depression. This book does have an anxious, depressing kind of feeling to it, but it does talk about all 5 of these things: death, anxiety, suicide, addiction, and depression. So if you're somebody who is really triggered by these things, I would not recommend this book. Like, and I don't know why people aren't like warning people about these things. I was fine reading it, but I was triggered by some of the things, especially like how much they talk about death. I'm somebody who is not scared of death, but it's not something I like to think about. I'm just like, okay, that's something that happens in life, like we're not going to think about it. But when I do think about it, it makes me very anxious. And so I just wanted to like warn you guys about that this book does talk about a lot of things that do trigger people, and I don't really see people talking about that aspect of this book. Alright guys, so now we're moving on to spoilers. If you have not read this book yet and you plan to, or you think you might want to in the future, please look at the description box for the timestamps and skip to the next portion of this video. If you guys have read this book, I would really appreciate if you watch the spoilers and kind of interact with me in the comments down below about them, because I have some very mixed feelings on this book. Alright guys, so here is the spoilers. Number 1, I hate the time jumps if Luke is not in them. So, you know, Luke is the supposed like devil that Addie creates, and he like takes the form of like this guy she's been in love with her whole life or whatever. I did not like the time jumps at all if he was not in them. I found some of the time jumps pointless. I thought they dragged on. I also did not like how the past chapters were always longer than the present chapters, especially because I liked the present chapters more. I know that this could be so that people like want to keep reading it because they want to get to the present chapters, but I kind of felt like the back and forth was just like kind of pointless and confusing. The second spoiler I have to talk about is after it was revealed that Henry made a deal with the devil too, I felt like the rest of the book was very predictable, which is funny because I found the second half of the book more enjoyable than the first half, even though I kind of foreshadowed everything that was going to happen. I'm not even like trying to be like, oh, I guess what was going to happen. Like, I literally just knew as soon as he had said that he made a deal with the devil as well, I just kind of knew what was going to happen, and I didn't like that aspect of it. I wish that there would have been some more plot twists towards the end of the book to surprise me as a reader, because as soon as they revealed that, I feel like I could have wrote the rest of the book myself. Okay, this next one might be a little bit of an unpopular opinion, but I stand by it. And that is the love story was very forced, and in my opinion, they only loved each other or felt like they needed to be together because they were each other's only option. Addie was the only person who could see Henry for who he really was, and Henry was the only person who could remember Addie. Like, they're literally each other's last resort. I did not like their storyline at all. I felt it was very forced, and I actually shipped Luke and Addie more than I did her and Henry, which might sound totally out there because Luke is the devil of this story. But if you guys are watching this, you have read the book and know that at one point Luke and Addie had a physical connection and did have romantic interest in each other. And I was really disappointed that they didn't play more on that. I would have loved to see the book end with Addie loving being Luke's like girlfriend, or them like being like these powerhouse couple together or something. Not the fact that the book ends and it's like Addie is just waiting for the day that she can be free from him, because I really did ship the relationship between Luke and Addie more because they had more chemistry together. They had more history together. Luke was the only person who was there with Addie throughout the 300 years, and Henry was there for like, what, 4 months? And they only liked each other because they were, I don't know. I just did not like Henry and Addie together at all, and I would have loved to see more attention on a love story between Addie and Luke. Okay, the next one is that Addie doesn't seem to learn any life lessons or mature at all. Like, she's been around 300 years and she seems frozen in her maturity from when she sold her soul to Luke. And I just did not like that. I thought she was very childish. I found her annoying at times. I do like her as a character, but I would think for somebody who was that old that they would have a bigger maturity level, and I just really didn't feel like we got that from Addie. Alright guys, that is the end of the spoilers. Now we are going to move on to would I recommend this book. Would I recommend The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue? So yes, if you promise me you're going to binge read it. You're going to take this on vacation. You're going to read this every day on your lunch break at work. You're going to only read this at night when your kids go to bed for a couple of hours. I would only seriously recommend this if you read it in time frames that are larger. I would only also recommend this book if you are aware of all of the triggers that I mentioned earlier. This book is a little heavy, but like also not at the same time. It just talks about a lot of serious stuff. I'll just word it that way. It talks a lot about some serious stuff, and if you're aware of that, then great. And if you want to read it, then pick it up because it is beautifully written. But if you're somebody who is triggered by the things I mentioned earlier, I wouldn't really recommend this book. I'm gonna be honest. And then I also wrote for under would I recommend, know up front it's slow and a little confusing, and it's not a book of action and adventure or drama. It is something to connect with you on a mental, emotional level. So it's kind of big for that in my opinion. I think I said that earlier, but it it's good. It's not a bad book. It's just a different type of book, especially for somebody who likes action adventure stuff a little bit more, I guess. And then what would I rate it? Out of 5, I think I would rate it a 3, simply because it's slow and confusing and not a lot happens. I didn't really feel like my attention was grasped until the very end. I put on my Instagram story last night when I finished it that I didn't like this book until I was 75% of the way done with it. And if I'm being completely honest, I would not have finished this book if it wasn't the book that we were reading for my Instagram book club. I would have stopped reading this probably after about 100 pages because I just really wasn't into it. I am happy I finished it, but it's just, I don't know. I have so many mixed feelings on this. That's why I'm giving it a 3, because like, it's not a bad book because it is very beautifully written, but I did find it kind of boring and a little bit predictable. So with all that being said, that is my review on The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. All right guys, that is going to be the end of today's reading vlog. I know this is a little bit different than the things I typically do on this channel. I have seriously been considering making a booktube channel just to post on very not as consistently as this channel, maybe like once a week or once every other week, just to kind of do stuff like reading vlogs. I really enjoyed making this reading vlog, and I know that like the audience I've built on this channel might not be super into that. I have been thinking about making a booktube channel, so if you guys would be interested in me making a booktube channel, and it would be videos like this, like reading vlogs, kind of like a week in my life, and just kind of review whatever books I read that week, whether it be 1 book or 2 books. Doing stuff like monthly TBRs and just kind of like different things like that. It's something I've been really thinking about recently because I have been trying to read more. I feel like I've been enjoying it more than some other stuff I usually do on this channel. So if you guys would be interested in that at all, please comment down below and let me know, because I'm not gonna start filling this channel full of book content. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do vlogs like this every once in a while for this channel. And then I did my summer TBR video. I'm gonna do a summer wrap up. So just kind of like a couple every season, I guess. But yeah, that's just something I've thought about recently, so you guys should let me know in the comments if that would be something you would be interested in, or if you think I should do that, or if you guys think I should just keep putting it on this channel. Just let me know in the comments down below. So that's gonna be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't already, please give it a like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you in my next video.